All phones on silent or airplane mode or off, please.
Or outside.
Or outside. One moment. Five, four, three, two,
Yes. Y'all, we are so excited to be here. Well, I know I'm super excited. You like
I'm super excited.
super excited to be here. We are back past season 2, y'all. Clap it up for that.
Hey, for real.
Season 2.
Yes.
And I mean, we really gonna hop right in, Iyn Jackson,
Let's do
because
it.
they already know who you are.
Let's do it.
We want to know more about who you are.
Yes, yes.
Tell us, how does a person come from Indiana, get all the way to LA, to owning their own creative agency?
Well, I mean, the thing is like, that's what I was saying, like, from before, off camera. It was just like, I think that coming from, like, we all have a story and we all come from, you know, some type of humble beginnings. And, and I think that, like, my story is one of just like doing what I love to do has led me and prepared me to be where I am today.
Yeah.
I've always followed that. I've always, like, encouraged people to do that. The only reason why I say that is because I always feel like, you know, we kind of grow up in a world where, like, society and people will tell you to be something and tell you what to do and all that. And it's good to follow rules, and it's good to be disciplined and have responsibility and stuff like that. But at some point, you have to identify yourself and who you are in the world, you know. I think a lot of people who have struggles and issues with themselves have a hard time of identifying that. Who am I?
Yeah.
You know, and I've gone through the same thing. I've gone through the same challenges, but I just always let my heart choose my path. Paths, you know.
Quotable, quotable. Let your heart choose your path.
Yes, absolutely. So that was sports. That was music.
Tell us about sports, because you were playing basketball up until college.
Yeah. I played all the way up until my senior year. Graduated. I was gonna, you know, try to play professionally and all that, but at that moment in time, I had to make a decision. It was a pivotal moment for me because up until that point, my whole life had been about playing ball and sports, and which I'm so happy, and I encourage, you know, any parent, you know, if you can, try to get your kids in sports and don't force them, but, like, you know, if it doesn't have to be sports, just anything that they like to do, you know, try to hone in on that, cultivate that hunger. But because when you find like something that you're interested in, I feel like it awakens different things inside of you. So, like, for me with basketball and everything, I learned camaraderie, I learned teamwork, I learned, you know, how to listen and when to be a leader. That was probably one of the biggest things that I learned. Because as an outstanding player or somebody that's going to get the spotlight, you have to understand what comes with that. And I think that kind of even led me into this transition. So, as like I was saying, when I had to decide, am I going to keep playing ball, or am I going to go and move out to LA and be with my brother and try to pursue this entertainment industry, like, I felt like, you know, this was God's plan. So let me again follow my heart. You know what I mean? My body, I've literally broken all types of records. I accomplished everything I wanted to do. When it came to that, All-Star, MVP, I'm in the Hall of Fame. I got a statue of me out there. It's crazy. But I just I felt like the time is now, you know, and that was probably like, I want to say like 2000. I graduated in 2014 with the bachelor's in exercise science. So, like, I did both, you know what I mean? So you can do it all. Don't limit yourself to being like, I can only do one thing, you know? So people always ask me, like, what do you do? Like, what are you into? Like, again, it's just like what I enjoy to do. Like, even when I picked my major, I was like, I kind of want to still be in sports, but I don't want to sit in the classroom doing something that I wasn't interested in.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how I landed on exercise science even, you know, because it had to do with the body and how to be a better athlete and, you know, what you need to do and all that stuff. So
yeah. And we don't often hear stories where someone is an athlete and they're going into the entertainment industry, right? Could you describe what that day was where you made that pivotal decision to go into the music industry and to move out, or even to move out to LA?
I felt like I always wanted, like, so during the off season, I would always come and visit.
Yeah.
You know, my brother is Trevor Jackson, for anybody who doesn't know. And while he was on his come up, he was on tour with Lion King and all this stuff. So at a very young age, we were able to see a bunch of different cities because he was touring like every city in the country. I think he hit almost all 50 states. Yeah. So like we were able to, you know, experience that. And so, but I still wanted to play ball at that time. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I'm going to go during the off season, spring break, that's when I'm going. And then when they finally decided to move to LA and pursue, you know, like acting and music and stuff, like when we found this to be our home base, it was just like every time I came out here, it just felt like home. Yeah. Especially in compared to Indiana, like, cause that's a little different, you know. It's the I would say the openness, they're a little bit more behind when it comes to some of the things that have to do with creative and stuff like that, which is okay. But I felt my heart calling for something else.
Call for something different.
Yeah.
And it helped that you had family already out here.
Yeah, major.
So what advantages would you say you were able to experience? I know you mentioned traveling.
Yeah. That's a big
which is super huge.
It's a big advantage.
Yep.
Because I feel like a lot of my friends, and I think that's why I've built a very cool tribe here, is because I feel like everybody is searching for family in some shape or form. So, there's always, like for me, like even in school, everybody has their groups and their cliques and stuff like that, right? Yeah. The jocks are over here, the people over here, you know what I mean? I could always be with whoever, you know? So I feel like everybody's looking for something to kind of like ground them, keep like feel comfortable, you know what I mean? So family is super important. That's like our whole essence is based off that, you know. Born Art, everything we're about is all about family. And I felt like when we moved out here, that was something that, just like everybody that moves out here, because a lot of people that move out here to LA, they're not from here. Yeah. You know, obviously, so it's like they're trying to find a family, you know. So I was lucky to start off with 2 major pieces, you know, and we've just been adding to that, like, since we moved here. And I think we've come together with like really cool people. That doesn't mean you're gonna meet some people that aren't so cool too, which is very important to distinguish. And I think for me, I think that was an advantage because I always knew I could always lean on my day ones, my mom, my brother, my dad, so I didn't have to, you know, rely on anybody that wasn't, you know, didn't have any good intentions for me, you know.
Yeah. So how did you know music was going to be a part of that calling? And for those who don't know, Born Art is the creative agency.
Yeah. Born Art is the creative umbrella, yeah.
How did you, umbrella.
Umbrella. Yeah.
How did you know like that was going to be your statement to the world, like your gift to the world?
Well, I mean, music has always been a thing. Like we'd always sing. My grandma, she's got a beautiful voice. She'd always sing, you know, to us gospel songs and things. She always wanted Jesus to be very, you know, integral in our life and our upbringing. I know that I'm safe today because all the prayers that she's prayed for me and our family. So, and so that was very, I think that's where it probably started. Yeah. And then just my dad, he's super into music. Yeah. Whenever we would go back and forth on our family trips, he'd always like, he'd show me like whatever he was listening to, and he was really into like Tupac and Biggie and stuff like that. He's from that era, and Nas and Eric B and Rakim, and he'd always break down the lyrics for me. Like I used to just listen to him, and then he talked to me about who Dr. Dre was, and you hear that snare, you hear that beat, and he wasn't like, he was just a fan, you know. He didn't really make music like that. He like wrote a little bit, but never took it to the levels that we did. But I know that was pivotal for me, at least, because I'm like listening to him I remember he always, like, there was one line from Eric B. He said, Rakim, and he was like, I almost slipped, but my Nikes got grip. Like, just that line in itself, it was very simple, but I was just like, oh, dang. And I'm like 12 years old at the time, so I was just like, you know, trying to put words together. And then you take that a little bit further.
Yeah.
Now I'm in school, you know, I'm passing love notes. Them love notes started turning into like little poems and stuff. And I'm singing to the chicks at lunch and everything like that. You know, me and my friends, it was our version of a doo-wop, you know what I'm saying? We'd be singing and everybody was like, oh, there goes our boys, you know, they're doing the thing. And choir, but then it wasn't until the internet really took off with downloading stuff for free. Like at that time, you know how we was doing though, and so we were getting all of the stuff for free because we couldn't afford to pay studio prices. Right. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the effects, a lot of the DAWs, the digital audio workspaces that we were using wasn't available, so we had to find a way to get it. And I was pretty savvy on cracking the codes.
Yeah. Being in the industry, what would you say it takes to really be successful in the music industry?
Belief in yourself is huge. Okay. And I know that's like, it sounds super general, but like if you don't have that, then you're gonna struggle. Yeah. You know, because I always say it like this: everything that we're wearing, everything that we eat, everything that we drive in, it came from somebody's thought, somebody's idea, and they were just like, I'm gonna go with that. I'm talking about the first one, not we at the iPhone 14 now. I'm talking about when he was like, I'm gonna make a phone with no buttons on it. And then so everybody they're gonna think you're crazy. They're gonna think Absolutely. That, so you have to literally believe in yourself and you have to have people that also believe in you. But you can't do that if you're not a good leader. You know, people aren't gonna follow you. People aren't going to wanna bring your vision to life if you're trying to destroy the world. You know what I mean? But some people, that's the thing. That's what I'm like, that I wrestle with in life, is because it's not up to me to figure out the why sometimes, but I'm gonna study and learn from history, you know, because there are some bad people that win, but that doesn't mean that's the right way to do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, I was just like, like, it's very important to believe in yourself and to have people around you. And secondly, I feel like you really have to, I think you have to know, you don't have to know what you're talking about, but learn to know. Yeah. Because it's very important to know how, if you're gonna be, like I have friends that wanna be models, but they don't know maybe about the cameras, you know, like or they don't know about lighting or something, you know? So I'm like, yo, like even if you're outside on your phone taking a picture, you're gonna be like, oh, the sun is hitting this way, so I wanna stand like this, like even the smallest detail. So just like know what you're trying to learn as much and know what you're doing, you know, so you can do it, so you don't have to ask other people to do it for you. Yeah. Those are my two big things.
Okay. What are 5 things you would tell somebody who's looking to be like a music exec, like that they need to do, like actionable steps? Like I think I need y'all to listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire. I need y'all to
like five important and crucial things if you want to be, whether that be an artist or a producer or a music exec or something like that. First of all, you gotta have the music. You know, you gotta have something, and I don't mean you gotta be Jay-Z. You can start on the bottom tier. We all gotta like start somewhere. Like Drake, he said it, just started from the bottom. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he was serious. People forget that. Like, I'm a big fan, you know, because I remember being on MySpace, putting his song on my MySpace, and everybody was like, what song is brand new? This brand new song, who is that? Yep. Oh, that's the dude from that one show, da 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 da. And then he's with Wayne, and then the rest is history. But like, you know, I'd say like it starts with the music, like, because people ask me all the time, how to, you know, I want to make a song, da, da, da. I'm like, well, you gotta write it, okay. You know, we gotta put it together. Okay. Da, da. So the music is very important. Secondly, I'd say it always comes as an afterthought, but this is the music business. This is the entertainment business. This is the, you know, film business. So try to understand how that money is moving.
Yeah. How do they do that?
read a book,
Okay.
look on YouTube,
Any
Google
books you
it.
recommend?
Books that I recommend, Clive Davis, read his book. I know Dr. Dre's got one out there. But honestly though, like you just Google it. Like what is a split, in a song, And for those that don't know, a song it's the composition and the music. So it's 50-50 on both sides. So the writers are gonna get 50% of this. The producers who make the musical part of it are gonna get 50%. Producers are likely gonna get paid up front. They're gonna get in advance. The writer and the artist probably are not going to right off the top, which I don't necessarily agree with, but
Yeah.
I think that a lot of times you may not know that. So as an artist, like I said, the first thing is getting the music. You might have the music, but then you're like, what do I do with it?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I think at its essence and at the core though, you just gotta love what it is you're doing. Don't be making it for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? Don't get into this stuff. I wanna blanket it with entertainment. Don't get into entertainment just to be famous or just to make money necessarily, because that's not gonna sustain you over time.
Yep.
There's so many people who have had to reinvent themselves and how to evolve and stay in. I want, like, this kid right here, he's behind the camera. I would love to see him start there and then work on his own projects, and then before you know it, he might work on a big studio set, and then before you know it, he's Tyler Perry and has his own film studio.
Yeah.
That's how life can go, but we have to realize this is how it can go, so. But
Have that content, write your songs, write the music.
Get the thing, get the content, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Know your business.
Know your business.
Have good people around you. Very important.
People test.
Yes, because if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if the tribe, it takes a village, all these sayings is very important. Civilizations they build and they fall based off the people who are involved.
Relationship currency.
Exactly.
It is literally the new currency.
I'm saying? So, it's not about what you know, it's about
who you know.
Exactly. So that's super important, So 4, that's 3, right?
Yep, that's 3.
4, I'd say have some type of spiritual grounding.
Okay.
Because there's gonna be plenty of times where you're gonna hear no. That's not it. That's not good. You're gonna see ugly comments, people telling you your stuff is whack, whatever it is, and you need something that's always gonna keep you inspired and grounded and making you love yourself on the days when it might be hard to.
Yeah. I like that moment.
Yeah.
If you could look at camera A, and this is a message to somebody who's watching this episode.
Yeah.
And they're feeling defeated, right? Like they keep hearing, no, the song is not working.
Yes.
That's not your voice.
Yeah.
You need to redo that again, etc. Or what would you say?
I would say keep creating. Whatever it is, just keep pushing through. Kick that door down, break that ceiling, sing more songs. Just do it until you feel like you've done your best. And if you've done your best, that's all you can ask for. But sometimes you may need to regroup. You may be in a regrouping stage right now, but just know life, we want to live a long life. We're not here for the flash in the pan. I want to see all my people grow old. You know what I'm saying? I want to get a gray beard. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't worry about just this moment. That's what I would say to people. Just think about the long goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are best. And I'm going to do my best to get to the questions in the audience.
Yes.
I know we have a very excited person here.
Hey.
Take me on the journey, Iyn. Take me on the journey from an artist, as you said, who created a song, has a dope song, has an amazing song, right?
Right.
He just made it in his friend's closet or his uncle's garage or what have you.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you take that song and get it on DSPs? And for those that don't know what a DSP is, it's a digital service provider, your Amazon Music, your iTunes, your Tidal, your Spotify.
Yeah.
Or how does one take that and even get it on the radio? Can you take me on that journey?
Yes, that's a great question because some people don't know. Because it's a lot easier than we think.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier than we think, especially these days. Back in the day, it may have been like the secret, right? But now the information is out there. So what you can do if you know, and I love the way he framed it though. It was like, what if you made it in your closet?
Absolutely.
These days, that's all you need. You might only need a closet. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be some $5,000 an hour studio
Yep.
and you're burning your budget. You know what I'm saying? Again, knowing the business, knowing the money.
Yep.
And so like you make your song, you got it all done. What you need to do is you need to go through, I would say, go to all of there's third party distributions. Okay, so we're talking, can I say names on here? Are we cool?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking TuneCore, DistroKid, United Masters is another one that's new that's popped up. Even if you want to go SoundCloud, Instagram, you know, stuff like that. But those top three that I said, easy. You can pay. CD Baby, that's another one. I started off doing that too. And all of them have different pay structures. Like you might pay $60 for a whole year, and you can release as much as you want. You can, you know, upload as much as you want. Some of them, they want you to pay per project. You know what I'm saying? I would say do the one for the annual. Just pay that one time. Just think about how many times you go out and buy, you know, brunch, you know what I'm saying? Or how much, you know, for a 21 and older, how much you go buy that bottle, you know what I'm saying? Like invest 3 bottles, boom, you can just skip that, go make that song that you were trying to do. Now everybody in the world can listen to your thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So investing in yourself is super important. So yeah, that you would do that for if you want to get on DSPs to get it everywhere. If you want to get on the radio, that's what we were talking about even off camera before. It's a competition. So in the competition scheme of things, there's a bunch of different ways to skin this cat, you know, but it's like a couple ways is one way to do it, go up to the radio station, try to pitch your songs to DJs, try to know look up who's running the programming for that station. Like back home it's 96.3. I know it's B Swift, he's the DJ out there. Maybe let me D him my song. Let me D him my song till I'm annoying. Don't be afraid to be annoying. A lot of these managers, when people have managers, that's when a manager's supposed to be annoying, you know, to people. So it's like, yeah, my guy, I keep hearing about this guy. They're supposed to be the champion. So before you get that manager, you got to be your own champion. So reach out to those people, look it up, and then, you know, and then maybe, hopefully, you know, they see it. You know, they might have like a new artist Friday or something, you know what I'm saying? And then secondly, another way to do it, sometimes you got to pay to play. And so you might want to save up and maybe try to invest in that. But with money, you just got to be careful because you don't want to put it in the wrong place or give it to the wrong person because then they'll take advantage. And I'm telling you, it is hard. I mean, it's not as easy, and it's a little bit of the Wild Wild West when it comes to the music. But you know, like I believe, you know, through God, you can do all things. So don't think it's impossible. Just try. You know, who knows?
Even with publishing, because I mean, understanding the business, you have to figure out your publishing. You mentioned splits. So when you walk into those creative sessions with other artists and producers and you provide value in that space, you have to have that education to know, you know, hey, how does this work? So before you get behind the mic, what would you advise? Like, what are some good conversation starters for artists who got invited like to a major studio with major artists? They in there, like, what do you say? Because
we're talking, if you like Meek Mill said, there's levels. You know, depends on what we're trying to do. If you just want to be, this is just something I like to get off my chest, man. I got these thoughts, these feelings. I just want the world to hear it. Just do it yourself. Don't worry about it. But at the end of the day, if you really believe in yourself and you think it's going to go somewhere, take that extra time and try to register with BMI or ASCAP. And these are all like entities that can help you collect on your money, and they'll track like, because every song has an ISRC code, which is like a digital barcode for that song. So even so much to the point where if we had to change a vocal off a song, we could put it back in there as long as the ISRC is still on there.
Yep.
Then it will still count towards that stream for that song. You know what I mean? Like it's the like I just remember being on MySpace and you ever go in and change your profile?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like and like so it's like all coding these days. You know what I'm saying? So like one of those codes and breaking in there is like they track all of the coding and the computer algorithms and stuff like that for you, you know?
Yeah.
So
speaking of codes, what's the code with the shark? What's the meaning behind the shark?
So when we were, you know, when we were coming up in this thing and we're working hard for all of these bigger businesses. Yeah. And so because that's what we kind of get brought up to do, we want to sign a deal. We want to work with this label. We want to work with that label. And it just seemed like they weren't really giving us what we felt like we deserved, you know, giving us our just due. And we're putting in a lot of work, a lot of hard work, a lot of literal blood, sweat, and tears. And so you're just like, dang, like, what did Wayne do? What did Jay-Z do? What did all these? They started their own thing, and it starts from literally nothing. It's a thought. So that's where Born Art comes from. Born Art was we wanted to create an entity that was just our own, and literally me and Trevor were in H&M one day, and we were just spitballing names as we're looking through the clothes, and I think he said something about being born art or something. I was like, being born art? Oh, that's kind of tight.
Yeah.
I never heard anybody say it like that.
Yeah.
So we kept it. And then I was like, all right, next thing, again, coming from sports, I was like, man, we need a mascot. Yeah. We need like a team name. Like, what would be our name? And that's where Wave Runners comes in. So it's the Born Art Wave Runners, and the mascot is the shark. And the reason why it's all water-based is because this was something that I wanted to encourage my brother. Like, we're 5 years difference. I'm 5 years older. Yeah. And you just got to think, like, I'm watching my young brother in a lot of sense be taken advantage of by these other sharks in the industry.
Absolutely.
I'm like, but you a shark too. You know, he loves to surf. He loves to be in the water. I'm like, let's make this something that's yours, that feels like it belongs to you, because you're doing all this stuff for everybody else. What do we have? What's going to be our legacy, you know?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to encourage him, like, think about that, And he's like, yeah, I like that. The shark is cool. So then we did the shark. Like, he literally has a tattoo on his chest now. But like, it started that way because, again, we're swimming in a sea, in an ocean of sharks, but we're sharks too. That's how I always looked at it. And then he always looks at it like a shark can't survive if it doesn't keep swimming. So I think that resonates with him because he's like, I gotta keep going. Yeah. You know. So it's something. It's majestic. It's something to look at. You have respect for a shark. You know what I'm saying? It's the king of the water.
Yeah, you're gonna approach a shark the right way.
Yeah, you got to. Yes.
Thank you so much. I mean, like, you came and belonged and made this space yours. This moment was truly yours.
Thank you.
So we thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause.
Hey.
Iyn Jackson, y'all.
Yes, and thank you guys for having me. And I really think that it's cool. Shout out to Christian. Yo, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. But also, I know that he's talked to me, like, privately about, like, his vision for what he wants to do. And I think this is, like, such a great, like, this is a great push in the direction that I know. And like I was saying before, our peers are going to be the ones that are there when we are 50 years old, and we're going to be the ones opening the doors, like, again, for these kids. You're already doing it, man. I'm just so proud of all you guys back here for doing this, because I walked in here, I was taken back. This is amazing. This is season 2, but this is season until forever. Yeah, this will keep going. Yeah.
And that is a great way to wrap the show. As you leave out on your own path, just remember, this is season 2. I think that was a quotable, but this is season forever. We'll see y'all next time. Yeah.
Her messy colors. I love Afro Jackie. Been this. Her messy colors. I love it when you couscous. Love it when you couscous. Love it when you couscous. Couscous. Love it, 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 love it.